All right, good Wednesday morning, everybody. It is
Hump Day.
There you go. I like it. Usually David, I know, there it is. David Sears.
Thank you, David Sears.
Yeah, he loves to say that. You can hear him
Hey,
in the
we're live from
there.
a newsroom.
That is always one of the cool things about this show. So, you know, we can hear David back there.
You never know what guest we might have walking by.
No, yesterday actually, Alyssa Medina,
one of our former producer.
Yes, she got on here and did some stick figure sports with us, but it was very random. You're right.
You know, and that's why I love this show. You never know. And it's bite-sized. And we just kind of give you your quick headlines of the day. And also shout out to our podcast listeners.
Cannot forget about them. Like, rate, and subscribe to the pod as well, because that is also uploaded once we are done with the visual platforms. So really excited to have you guys with us on KSAT News Now. Got a lot of news to get to, including no more TikToking going on at some Texas schools.
A lot of college students in Texas are probably pretty sad about not being able to use TikTok, but we're going to explain. It doesn't mean like it's banned. They can't ban it from people's phones, but there's a way around it. So we'll explain about that, and also we have a preview of probably the highest profile case of the year in San Antonio.
Yeah, definitely, and also want to talk about something, a new cruise terminal in the Gulf Coast, and we'll show you what that looks like. They always say, right, things are always bigger and better in Texas.
Absolutely.
Well, definitely this one takes the cake here, and also an immersive art experience takes us back to the days of a classic sidewalk game. Talk about this game a little bit. Yeah, but first of all, as Sarah just mentioned, starting with a very high-profile trial this morning.
That's right. It's the trial of Air Force Major Andre McDonald. It's been nearly 4 years since his wife, Andreen McDonald, disappeared, and now Andre is in court for her murder.
That's right. Andreen McDonald was reported missing on March 1st, all the way back in 2019, and after months of searching, her burned body, in fact, was found on July 11th, so months later, in northern Bexar County, about 6 miles from the couple's house in the Timberwood Park area.
So Andre was arrested 2 days later, but he had already been charged with tampering with evidence.
And jury selection for this pretrial started on Tuesday and continues this morning, and he is facing life in prison.
So of course we are all over this trial. We are streaming it live right now. Court reporter Eric Hernandez is there covering for us. We have it on our YouTube page, KSAT Plus, and on our website. A lot of eyes on this trial, RJ. I remember back in 2019 when this happened, we went to so many different sites. When I remember working night beat, oh, there's a body found, there's a body found. And the first thing that sheriff would always say is it could possibly be Andreen McDonald. And I was there when it was actually, when it was her body that was unfortunately found 6 miles away from her home.
Yeah, I still remember the day that they initially reported her missing, because we were here at work. It was a Saturday morning, and we were doing just some training or something of that nature that we all had to do here as a station. And I remember seeing the initial report to come out, and then, I mean, who would think that this case would unfold the way it did? Obviously, there were a lot of just terrible details leading up to this as well. So I'm sure that a lot of this, I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of details coming out. In fact, Erica, we just mentioned 45 minutes ago, she tweeted that one of Andreen McDonald's friends already took the stand and was discussing finding blood in Andreen's and Andre's home. So we could imagine that we're just going to get a lot more pretty, you know, tough details for Andreen McDonald's family for sure.
Yeah. All right. We're going to just keep a follow up with Erica, and of course she'll be live at our 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and we'll have updates on all of our newscasts. But hey, here's another big headline for the day. University of Texas students and faculty will no longer be able to use the app TikTok on their phones through campus Wi-Fi or wired networks. I have a secret TikTok, but I don't post anything. I just do it because everyone sends me the TikTok things, and I can't open it without having the app.
I'm with you. That's very annoying to me as well, because I do not have the app. But yeah, every time I have to click on the link. But that's a whole different story here. So we're talking about the banning here, the blocking of this app, TikTok. And this is in response to Governor Greg Abbott's recent mandate for all state agencies to remove the app from government-issued devices.
So students learned about this via an email sent out yesterday by the university. In the governor directive, it outlines that TikTok harvests a vast amount of data from its users' devices, including when, where, and how they conduct internet activity and offers this information to the Chinese government.
So since the university's announcement on Tuesday morning, several other Texas universities, including those at the UT Dallas and Texas A&M University systems, have also announced that they are restricting the use of the app on their campus networks.
So the University of Houston and Texas Tech University say they are still waiting for state guidance to be released before moving forward with the ban to the app. And it's not just Texas universities that are having this ban through the networks. Auburn University, the University of Oklahoma, and the University System of Georgia. And it's because a lot of these southern state governors are banning TikTok through state-issued devices, which include, any of the networks through these university systems.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you mentioned it, a lot of other universities here. In fact, CNN is reporting that 31 states total have taken action to restrict TikTok on state-issued devices due to a lot of the concerns that the Governor Abbott had, and also the connection to the Chinese government. So I was reading through the Austin American Statesman. There are some students here that are saying that they think this is an overreaction, and that giving out personal information and data at this point is kind of just a normality.
So just to clarify, it doesn't mean that you can't have TikTok on your phone, as a UT student. That's not what we're saying. You can still probably use the app on campus as long as you're using like your cell phone data or, a hotspot. But if you're connected to the internet that the school is providing, the university is providing, it's not going to let you. There's a block on that.
Yeah. So just kind of keep that in mind. And a lot of people obviously rely on the data usage from the university networks and things of that nature. But in this case, there'll be no more TikToking for these UT students.
And I will say
on the UT networks
that a lot of students rely on the Wi-Fi of the university, because sometimes you're in, especially at UT, those buildings are the concrete is so thick, you don't get signal in some of those, especially if you're a lab student, forget it. If you're like one of those like lab students like in the basement working, like you're not going to get reception. So you're going to be having to do your TikToks like outside on campus grounds.
You said that you only that you don't really post anything on there. You just kind of look at.
I think
the
I
stuff
have
that
like
people share.
one thing, and I used it to edit because I like how they edit things.
I think that's pretty
And
cool
I'll
too. The
edit.
algorithm too also is very, very much curated to.
So I'll get on
people's
TikTok
interests.
every now and then and watch things, but I'm not a poster or a user.
Yeah, me
it.
neither. But every time I get a link.
Old. We're millennials.
I guess so. Those youngins.
Those
gotta
Gen
be doing
Zers.
stuff. Yeah. All right. Hey, well, speaking of some youths here, a group of Texas teens are fighting for justice and in the effort to shut down the last 5 state youth prisons. Very interesting story.
Yeah, the Texas Tribune reported last year on severe understaffing at these prisons, which left kids alone in their cells for up to 23 hours and forcing them to use water bottles and food trays as toilets.
Yeah, and more than 300 kids have also been reportedly on suicide watch during that time. So these teens are in Austin. They're made up of current high schoolers and graduates, and they've joined a local criminal justice reform group to advocate for this campaign.
The teens started the Finish the 5 campaign. Their plan is to spend the next 5 months at the state capitol to urge lawmakers to close the remaining juvenile prisons by 2027.
That's right. The Texas Juvenile Justice Department prisons here have been in repeated scandals for child abuse for decades now, reportedly. Although there have been some changes, some of these youth suffer from, severe mental disabilities, which these prisons, we've reported on in the past are not very suited for.
I think also the push is more for let's get these kids mental health help. Let's get them in therapy. Let's get them in counseling, because a lot of the kids that end up in these juvenile systems, they've been through abuse. They're victims of abuse themselves
yeah.
through family or poverty in those situations.
And I think it is good to address these things, obviously, at an early age. Like you mentioned, Sarah, a lot of times, a lot of these individuals sort of fall through the cracks of either the education system, the criminal justice system. So being able to give any sort of mental health, especially at that young age, is a positive thing. And credit to these high schoolers, this group there. I mean, we've now seen a lot of younger groups, younger individuals that are going out and trying to get their voices heard.
Yeah. So Gen Z, hey, you're doing good.
Yeah, but still, I'm still not downloading that TikTok app.
TikTok,
but anyways.
Hey, have you ever been on a cruise?
Yes, I've been on a couple of Disney cruises and also Carnival cruise as well.
Disney cruises are like the fancy cruises.
Well, it was very nice, I have to say. That's what I was about to say. A little bit an opposite sort of crowd, I guess you say.
Oh my God, I've only done Carnival, and it was like in college.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That ship sailed for me. I'm done.
Literally?
Literally.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is big news for those that are fans of cruises. The new Royal Caribbean Cruise Terminal at the Port of Galveston is now home base for the world's largest cruise ships.
All right, look at this thing right here. So this new terminal measures at more than 160,000 square feet, and it costs just $125 million to build. Yes, no, 125, but no, definitely not. Millions of dollars to build, and it's estimated to welcome as many as 630,000 cruisers to that area each year.
Wow. The port director called the new cruise terminal a game changer for the port and the region. And way to go, Galveston. They've really capitalized on the cruise industry, and I mean, that's where both of the cruises I took were out of Galveston.
So the one I took, the Carnival one, this is pretty exciting because the one I took only went to Cozumel and then back. I mean, it was like a 3-day, 4-day cruise.
Oh, wow.
So it was like one of those like quickly over there and back, but apparently with this new port, now they're gonna be able to go to like Belize, all sorts of other islands on the Caribbean. So a lot of excitement there, the port of Galveston.
It looks massive.
I know.
I mean,
It's kind of terrifying.
it is.
Are you a cruiser?
I've
Curious cruiser?
Same as Sarah. I've been on one cruise and it was in college.
One and done. Yeah,
Whoa.
you're just like, I'm done.
It was like I'm glad I experienced it.
Right.
You know, like you know what a cruise is all about, and it was a lot. It was a lot.
It's a lot. Did you do the 7-day?
Okay, I knew I was not going to be able to do
girl,
that for
I made the
7 days.
mistake of
we
doing
did
the 7
5
Whoa.
days,
No.
and that was more than enough for
By
me.
like
you're
day
done
3, I
after
was
day
done.
2 or 3.
Did you get did y'all have any issues being on the boat, like seasick or anything?
A little
like that?
bit, yeah.
A little bit on when it sails back,
Yeah.
like, because I guess that's when the
Some
choppier
rougher
waters, that
out
you
there.
run into. But
Yeah.
Wow, 7-day Carnival.
That
cruise,
is
huh?
quite the cruise.
Both
Sarah,
times I
got
went
some
7
stories.
days.
Wow. There you go.
I was just, not wild
How'd you
in
feel after
college.
that?
I just felt like I needed a good detox.
Absolutely.
From food and alcohol.
There you go.
All
Yeah.
of the things.
Never a bad thing.
All of the things. All right, y'all. Today's weather trivia question has to do with some conditions that we're going to see out there this afternoon. Which of the following would not contribute to elevated fire weather as much when compared to the others? We've got gusty winds, high humidity, dry air, or dry grasses and vegetation.
Okay, it has to be high humidity, right?
Okay. What do you think, RJ?
So I was on the 9 earlier, and for the first time, I was actually listening to Justin Horn.
Good job.
I was. So hopefully I get this
shots
right.
fired,
He was talking,
Justin.
No, I love Justin. That's my guy right there.
He's like looking over
I
here like,
know.
what's going on?
I was listening to you, Justin.
Justin, you need to fight RJ.
Yeah, it was right before sports.
He's coming over
His
here. He's like,
jacket's off.
what is going
He's
on?
like ready to
Got a lot
Yep.
over here.
Yep.
Okay, so I think, which of the following would not contribute to critical fire weather? I'm going to say D.
Wait, what?
Oh, God, never mind.
Sarah got it.
Okay,
Sarah
so
got
you
it.
listened to Justin. Obviously, you did not
Not
listen to
listen,
Justin
a little bit.
because you were wrong.
There was an attempt. There was an attempt. But yes, the
okay,
answer
I'm not
out of the
even trying
4
to
of
rationalize
those,
this.
higher humidity
Yeah.
would not contribute as much to critical fire danger, especially when compared to drier air. And so the reason why I bring this up is because we've had that front that's pushed through, and we've got drier air moving in, so those humidity values are dropping. We've got gusty winds in place, and of course, just from the lack of rainfall over the past several months, grasses, vegetation, very dry out there. So when you combine all of those things together, that means that fire danger is going to be elevated this afternoon. So we need to plan on not burning anything. Speaking of those winds, again, the front has pushed through the majority of our area, including here in San Antonio. Those gusty northwest winds have really picked up. Generally, we're seeing some wind gusts upwards of 25 to even 30 miles per hour in spots. As of the 11 a.m. hour, 26 mile per hour wind gusts over in San Antonio at the airport, just shy of 30 mile per hour wind gusts over in Del Rio. So we've got a red flag warning that is in place officially for all counties in pink. That's going to go into effect at noon and run through 8 p.m. So really just the big message: don't burn anything outdoors throughout the remainder of the day. Here's the overall big picture. There's the front, more severe weather focused off to our northeast, far east Texas near the Arklatex region. We don't have to worry about any severe weather here. In fact, in terms of rain, yeah, we've seen a couple showers out there, but for the most part, this front has pushed through south central Texas with little fanfare. We've had a few more substantial downpours out there in eastern Gonzales County, that now filtering into the northern portions of Lavaca County, just to the north of Hallettsville. For us here in town, I mean, we're dry out there. And now we've got plenty of sunshine, and that's going to be the theme that we take with us here into this afternoon, helping those daytime highs climb into the mid to upper 70s for a good portion of the area, even near 80 degrees, especially across our far southern counties. Again, we'll hold on to the sun this afternoon, and it is still going to be pretty windy out there. Those winds will subside a little bit more later on tonight. It is going to be a chilly start tomorrow morning thanks to this boundary that's moved through. We'll start off in the low 40s here in town. Find a little bit more sunshine out there. Temperatures headed for the low 70s. On Friday, we start to see some of the cloud cover move back in. Temperatures maybe a few degrees cooler because of that. And then into Saturday, guys, that's when we're going to monitor for really our next rain chance. A couple showers certainly possible here and there. When you combine that with the cloud cover, temperatures are a little bit cooler for the first half of the weekend in the low 60s. So we've got a lot to kind of monitor. Of course, just the changes here and there, but we'll keep eyes on it over the next few days.
Thanks, Mia.
Of course.
Definitely need the rain.
Yes.
We need the rain,
Yes.
and as Mia just mentioned there, just be careful if you're headed out there with this fire danger.
Yep.
So, yeah, something to be aware of. And I'm surprised I still missed that trivia question.
I'm pretty
I
shocked
actually
too.
did listen to just this morning.
Obviously didn't. Okay,
Yes.
we are talking an LED ball pit, a hyperdelic super kaleidoscope
What?
machine.
Okay.
And then you can also listen to people's secrets via a payphone. Remember those?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I am old enough to remember what payphones were. It sounds like a trip. What kind of trip are we talking here? But it's actually
You know what trip I'm
real.
talking about.
I want to know what happened to those cruises that you're on. All right, but this is real, and it's going on at Hopscotch. So this is an immersive art experience in downtown San Antonio that features interactive installations from more than 40 local, national, and international artists.
Yeah, so the 20,000 square foot gallery opened in the fall of 2020 and is currently includes 15 distinctive installations. And Hopscotch has been a staple for people looking for, of course, Instagram-worthy photos. And they have several new installations that have been added since the exhibit first debuted.
Okay, so what's it going to cost for you to check this out? So tickets are $24 for adults, $20 for students and seniors, also over the age of 65. We also got military teachers and healthcare workers, first responders who show an ID as well. So a little bit of a discount there.
A little bit of discount, but it's like if you're a regular person going on a date here, it's going to cost about $50. Plus, you're going to definitely want to get a cocktail that I saw they had those offered. Maybe a cool hat. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Are you
gotta
one of
get the
those
hat.
Instagram
The hat and
people
the
like you
cocktail.
pay to go to those places to take the Instagram? Is your wife? She like doing those things?
Not really. No, we don't. It's not like a thing that
Nah,
we do.
it's
Like
really
a
not my thing.
destination type of go somewhere just for the Instagram.
Okay.
Just for the gram.
Just for the gram. But hey, if you're gonna go out and check this place out, that ball pit, that LED ball pit.
So you've been there.
No, but
Oh.
I was reading all about it. You have to keep your socks on. They don't, like, no bare feet in there, else it's gonna, it's gonna smell
Okay.
like McDonald's 1990 ball pit that smells like
Those
Fritos.
are the ball pits I remember.
Yeah, they never smelt good.
Wow,
Remember,
Fritos.
they always
That's
smelled.
a very, very vivid.
Yeah, smell is
description
a
of
vivid
that.
memory.
Yeah.
Frito ball pits.
Frito ball pits at McDonald's. Yeah, LED ball pits. That sounds really, really cool there. And again, it's called Hopscotch. And I was asking Sarah, I was like, do you remember that game? You're like, yeah, of course.
You like hop.
There you go.
know,
It's
2,
like, do kids
1,
still play this?
1. I did that. Look, I'm gonna hop out.
There you go.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, y'all. Have a good one.